On the news tonight, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu rallies stakeholders' support for Nigerian children as the world marks 2025 Child Sexual Abuse Day. Kwara State government empowers 15 outstanding entrepreneur students in commemoration of International Student Day. House of Assembly of Kwara State calls for immediate implementation of Security Trust Fund law to promote security and youth empowerment. Plus, update in the world of entertainment and sports. Good evening. This is the Nigerian Television Authority NTA Ilorin News Tonight. I am Abdul Wahid Bibire. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has called on government agencies, the civil society, parents and other stakeholders to work together towards creating a protective environment where children can feel safe to thrive. This is in a message marking the 2025 World Day for the Prevention of and Healing from Child Sexual Exploitation, Abuse and Violence, with a theme strengthening the protection of children against sexual exploitation and sexual abuse through evidence-based policy making. She says the theme is a reminder that protecting children and ensuring that they grow up free from fear and harm goes beyond words and good intentions, but demands informed action guided by accurate data research and sound policies. Similarly, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has called on wives of the new service chiefs to provide their husbands with needed support as they work hard to meet the expectations of their commander-in-chief and Nigerians in the fight against insecurity. She made the call during a courtesy visit to her office by the wives of the service chiefs. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo reports.
A warm welcome, marking the beginning of a new chapter as wives of the new service chiefs formally meet the wife of the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. The weight of the recent abduction of schoolgirls in Kebbi State was however heavy in the air as the First Lady Oluremi Tinubu led her guests to observe a minute silence for the Vice Principal of the school, Hassan Makuku, who was killed during the abduction.
May the soul of our dearly departed, may God grant him our journey.
She said the incident must serve as a reminder to our guests that they, along with their husbands, have stepped into a new role, one that demands sacrifice and support.
Right now, with the Kebbi situation, the security, the entire security apparatus must have been put in place to do all that work. Your husband signed in to protect lives at the expense of their own lives. So I want to commend them. God will continue to take care of them going out and coming into all of you. No evil will befall them, and they will help our country and they will secure our country.
Far away from the theaters of war, the First Lady says they have a lot to do, especially working with her to empower wives of fallen heroes, the elderly, and people with disabilities.
Because we know there are a lot of veterans that are old, and then they will need little financial assistance towards the Yuletide season. So we are going to do 250, but I expect that when we do that, you can also introduce that to your husbands so that you can begin to take care of the elderly amongst them. Because all of us will grow old. And for the people with disability, we're giving them 200,000 to start even a petty trade. But we are giving them a lifeline so that to encourage them. So we are also doing 250 of those. So that will be about 100 million for the two programs.
Wife of the Inspector General of Police, Elizabeth Egbetokun, who introduced the wives of the new service chiefs to the First Lady, applauded her inspiring leadership and sustained interventions for the armed forces.
We are grateful for the guidance and support we extend to families of the armed forces and security agencies. We are also grateful for the empowerment programs you have organized previously for the widows of security agencies.
The wives of the new service chiefs assumed their role on October 30, 2025 after President Bola Tinubu, in exercise of his power as the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, decorated their spouses as the new service chiefs in the State House. Adeniyi Taiwo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Nigeria is engaging in discussions with the United States to address shared security concerns following President Donald Trump's recent threat of military intervention. Foreign Affairs Minister Yusuf Tuga emphasized that the talks focus on collaborative efforts to combat global security challenges.
Admit we have security challenges due to factors, many of them beyond our control. So any country, including the US, that is willing to partner with us to tackle those problems, we more than welcome it. But Nigeria and Nigerian security and Nigerian troops, Nigerian military has to be the one to take the lead. Our hope is that Nigeria will get a fair hearing when they're having their public hearings. Instead of just listening to one side, we hope that the legislators see to it that they sample different opinions. Of course, we're living in the era of social media, and a lot of people get their news, they get their information from social media. A lot of it tends to be false, but it's easier to misinform people with this medium because the consumption itself is very fast.
Speaker of the House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas has assured Nigerians of a comprehensive review of the Electoral Act 2022 to reflect the wishes and aspirations of all. The Speaker gave the assurance while reacting to an observation about the electoral law raised on the floor of the House by Representative Ifeanyi Uzekwe under a matter of personal explanation.
The impression that people have outside is that INEC must be present in conventions and congresses of party, but it is not in our law.
We already agreed, both the Senate and the House will take a day and it will be done concurrently, all the amendments. So unless if the amendment did not capture what you are saying, then you can come later under privilege to highlight.
Meanwhile, the House at Tuesday's plenary passed for second reading a constitution alteration bill seeking to reduce the age limit for election into the Senate and office of governor.
Today, to be a senator or to be a governor in this country, you need to attain the minimum age of 35, giving a 10 years gap in between. So, Mr. Speaker, it further proves that if a member of this House at 25 years spends 2 terms in the House of Representatives, it will be 33 years, and he will still not be qualified to go to the Senate or to become a governor. So I think that this Honorable House should look into it, and we maintain the gap between the office of the governor and Senate, as it were, and that of the House at the 5 years that it has always been. So this bill is seeking to reduce the age from 35 to 30.
In a related development, the House of Assembly of Kwara State has called for immediate implementation of the State Security Trust Fund law to complement the ongoing fight against insecurity and other forms of crimes across Kwara State. This was sequel to a motion on notice raised by member representing Share Okiode constituency, Honorable Razak Olabi, at Tuesday's plenary. House of Assembly correspondent Ablafi Zalaya takes it up from here. Honorable Razak Olabi, who expressed concern over the cases of armed banditry and kidnapping in some south and northern part of Kwara, and blamed the incident on prevailing crises in neighboring states. He noted that the state government under Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak has demonstrated commendable commitment to tackling the security challenges already yielding results. The lawmaker, however, pointed at high youth unemployment as one of the key drivers that fuel insecurity and some other social vices in the state, calling for the upscale of existing youth supporting programs. Other lawmakers in their contributions recommended the state government's robust intervention in security and youth empowerment, and called for full implementation of Kwara State Security Trust Fund Bond. This, according to them, will help in institutionalizing community ownership of security in the state.
That a full implementation of the Kwara State Security Trust Fund law will build on the government achievement by making security everyone's business, enhancing youth economic inclusion, and along with the Kwara State Development Plan.
This law will ensure that our security agencies are better equipped and that the local communities are more direct role in maintaining peace and order.
The threat landscape continues to change, and the security requires not episodic intervention but long-term institutional support. This is where the Security Trust Fund law becomes indispensable.
And this Honorable House plays on records its commendation of the Governor of Kwara State for prioritizing the security of lives and property. It is equally important and we encourage the administration to sustain and even deepen these interventions so that Kwara continue to stand as a model of peace and stability in Kwara State.
All the executive governor to direct the immediate commencement of the Kwara State Security Trust Fund law with the view of enhancing the state's community security and youth empowerment, provide financial and logistic support to register vigilante groups and community policing units across the 16 local government areas with statutory backing to complement existing efforts.
The plenary was adjourned till Wednesday, 19th of November 2025. Abdulhafiz Alaya's report was presented by our correspondent. Kwara State government has empowered 15 most outstanding business creative students with startup funds. This was in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, at the commemoration of the 2025 International Student Day celebration organized by the Kwara State government. Aisha Abubakar Yahya has the details.
The Kwara State Entrepreneurship Expo is an annual empowerment program organized by the Kwara State government to promote innovation, self-reliance, and business development among students and youth in the states. It is also aimed to serve as an encouragement to students and younger generation to become self-reliant, thereby contributing meaningfully to the society. 15 out of the 582 student entrepreneurs who made it to the final stage after rigorous screening pitched their business proposals before a panel of judges. Pitches were centered on fashion designs, solar-powered system, fishery farming, web hosting service, bakery, ushering and food delivery services, event management and poultry, among others. At the end of the pitch, Zainab Olatunbi, a 500-level student of Agricultural Extension and Rural Development, University of Ilorin, emerged overall winner and was handed over 1 million naira cash gift after successfully pitching a beans delivery business.
I believe that with this, I'm going to get more spacing, I'm going to get upgraded kitchen equipment, and I'm going to increase my marketing opportunities. I'm also going to invest in knowledge, seek knowledge that would help me grow this business better.
All the finalists also got consolation prizes of 250,000 naira each to support their businesses. According to the Kwara State government, the Entrepreneurship Expo is another important step towards the goal of building a Kwara where every young person can succeed regardless of background.
Our mission has remained consistent to build a choir where every young person can succeed regardless of their various backgrounds.
The vision of His Excellency Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak is to raise young men and women who are not only job seekers but job creators. I urge you to use this opportunity wisely. Remember, if you use small chance well, bigger opportunities will surely come your way.
This initiative is designed to give hope, confidence, and financial assistance to young people who dare to dream big and aspire to build sustainable enterprise.
This year's edition, which was held in commemoration of the 2025 edition of International Students' Day, was themed Igniting Students as Catalysts for Economic Prosperity. Aisha Abubakar Yahaya, NTA News.
Stakeholders in the education sector have reacted to the reversal of mother tongue policy at basic schools, saying it was unnecessary and retrogressive. Shola Waid spoke with stakeholders in the education sector in Ilorin Metropolis and now reports.
The federal government, through the Ministry of Education, announced the reversal of mother tongue policy, which was based on a global research in 2021 and now is being reversed. Minister of Education Tunji Alausa stated that Nigeria does not have the resources to carry out the mother tongue policy program due to a number of indigenous languages in the country. He also pointed to some evidence from available data from examination bodies such as WAEC, NECO, and JAMB that students have high rates of failure in the indigenous language examinations. Reacting to the development, some seasoned educationists said the reversal will cause a setback to educational development, national identity, and cultural preservation.
The idea of using indigenous language to teach is very good development because you discover that when you teach with your mother tongue, students understand the content of the subject matter more than English language because it's a borrowed language and it is obtainable in some other part of the world, China, India. You discover that they do teach in their mother tongue, and that is why their development, level of development in their technologies is over and above some third-world country in the world.
If I'm to teach in my language, at first it may be a little bit challenging, but with constant practice, it will get easier. The advantage will be that they will understand it more better if it is done in their own local language.
With the advancement in technology now, the AI, now what is AI? AI is artificial intelligence. So when we are already at the era where the artificial intelligence is coming into play, and we're asking that students should start using the indigenous language to learn. Teachers should use the indigenous language to teach. Are we saying we should go back to the Stone Age? That is a big question that is begging for an answer. So I think it is with what the federal government has proposed. It helps with the standard of education. It helps with the reality that we are faced now in terms of what? In terms of the advancement in technology.
If you look to the Nigeria history, during Baba Awolowo and Sardauna, they agitate that we should teach our children with our own indigenous language. If you look to all over the world where they are leading today, where we call them developed country, they use the language of their mother to teach the students. No problem today in the world through the AI, any language that you speak, it will help you to translate it.
They urged the federal government to deliberate more on the reversal, stressing that teaching in local languages make all-round development easier. Shola Wahid, NTA News.
And now entertainment news. Nigerian singer Olamide has advised other singers on how to handle criticism. Zainab Abdulkarim has details of these and more from the world of entertainment.
Olamide Bado, the Nigerian rapper behind the hit song Wo, has shared his tragedy for handling negative criticism. According to him, it's unavoidable to face criticisms, especially when you are successful or striving for greatness. The rapper emphasized the importance of staying focused. He added that criticisms will always come, but it's advisable to stay focused and not let others people's opinion bring you down. Olamide's comments come after he faced backlash for declaring Wizkid the greatest Afrobeat artist after Fela. Despite the criticisms, he stood by his opinion, stating it was just his personal view and should not define anyone's greatness. In another story, TG Omori, a Nigerian music video director, claims his safety is at risk. He sparks controversy by calling homosexuality evil on X and now alleged he is receiving death threats. A magazine accused him of using the controversy to sell glasses, and TG Omori says he has put his life in danger. He claims the magazine is trying to set him up and blacklist him for speaking his truth, according to Nigerian's law. TG Omori wrote on X that he has been receiving death threats since the article was published, threatening his safety and security as a citizen. He is crying out for protection, stating he is being targeted for expressing his views. Zainab Abdulkarim, NTA News.
And now sports. The Nigerian Football Federation has apologized to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Nigerians, especially members of the football fraternity, following the Super Eagles' failure to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Kabiru Shagaya has the details.
Following the latest football humiliation, Nigerians have expressed their disappointment in the Super Eagles and the Football Federation, with many calling for the total overhaul of the team and the Football Federation. However, the Nigerian Football Federation in a statement yesterday said the loss to Congo in Rabat is a sad moment for Nigerian football. The NFF therefore apologized to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the Nigerian football fans, while assuring them that amendments will be made as quickly as possible, beginning with the AFCON 2025 in December. In another update, Obiageri Amici opened Team Nigerian's athletic account with a silver medal on the first day of the event at the 2025 Islamic Solidarity Games. Amici won the silver after throwing 56.99 meters while narrowly missing out on gold by just 0.05 meters. Amici silver is a timely redemption following her recent disappointment at the World Athletic Champions in Tokyo, where she exited the women's discus in the first round. Kabir Shagaya, NTA News.
And that sports tidbit wraps it up on NTA Ilorin News tonight. Thanks for watching. Good evening.
For more news and programs, you can visit our website on www.ntailorin.com.ng. Download the NTA Ilorin app from Google Play Store on your Android devices. You can also watch our news on NTA Ilorin.